everybody, I'm Shabana, your educator for VARC. I'm sure many of you know me. Chalo, those of you who don't know me, this is, I think, the first time that we are meeting. Okay. So why am I here? I'm going to discuss the CAT-21 VARC syllabus. Now, I'm sure there is already a flurry of excitement among all of you. Why? Because you have heard that Ahmedabad is going to set the paper. But let the flurry be there. Don't let worry come in there. Because Ahmedabad, it's just a myth. It's a hype that if Ahmedabad is going to set the paper, it's going to be very, very tough. Nothing of that sort. All right. So please let down your defenses, relax a little bit, and just be cheerful. When we talk about VARC, see what happens is you have to improve your overall English level. Enjoy the journey, guys. What happens is, like, most of you guys get so tense about the syllabus, about completing the portion, about the exam, about the D-Day, that you forget to enjoy the journey. And that is where I come into the picture, because once you join my classes, you'll realize that we keep enjoying the journey a lot. My students have a lot of fun with me. And of course, I do with them. So let's get down to the syllabus thing. What exactly should we cover for CAT VARC 2021, CAT 2021 VARC, considering the number of months that are left? So just considering, okay, fine, abhi tak November mein hi, like last year bhi tha, this year also, let's say it's going to be in November, we have 6 months left, right? Kya karna chahiye, kya nahi karna chahiye, kis pe kitna weightage dena chahiye, let me help you with that. Okay, all right. Now, before I start, let me give you the quick announcements. The iconic CAT 2021, which is definitely nice, and it's a one-on-one mentorship thing. So if you are really looking for a mentor, you can probably go for this subscription. Ask It Out feature, which is helping the students to quite a big extent. Weekly scholarship test. These are baby steps towards your goals, because I feel if you keep taking tests, if you keep assessing yourselves, it's going to be good. The first part, we are talking about the syllabus now. So I'm talking about reading comprehension, which I feel is extremely important. And the weightage I give this, yes, as you must have guessed, it's the Shah Rukh Khan of our picture movie. 70% weightage. Why? Because the answers are all there. Reading comprehension means you don't have to apply any external knowledge. You have to just dive deep and come up with the answers. Okay? Now guys, I'm sure abhi tak aapko kisi ne ye bola nahi hoga कि reading comprehension पे इतना ज़्यादा focus करो and kind of, reduce the focus from other topics. But yes, I am going all out and saying this to you. याद करिए, स्कूल का ज़माना, हमारे पास ना मैथ्स में भी बहुत सिलेबस होता था. I still remember. खून के आंसू निकलते थे मेरे मैथ्स में. I have never had a head for numbers. Trigonometry आज तक भी मेरी समझ में नहीं आया. Cos, tan, what was that? Still I knew, ठीक है, उसमें से trigonometry में से 5 questions आएंगे, 6 questions आएंगे. Okay, fine, I have to do it as part of the syllabus part. I knew very well algebra was the king, or I knew that geometry was going to help me score marks. So भैया मेरी energy was all put into those sections. Arithmetic में था trigonometry, but arithmetic में there were other topics also which I could do, right? So coming back to this, reading comprehension, you need to understand, is the king. Shah Rukh Khan. Fine. So basics of RC, how to handle passages, short passages, long passages, moderate size passages, kaisa passage aayega, how are you going to handle those? Types of questions. I have given you a list over the main idea, inference, tone, title, strength and weak and assumption, summary, info base, true, false, etc. These are some of the types of questions that you need to get yourself familiarized with. Then whether you should read word for word or organized reading. There are 2 schools of thought. Some people say you should read word for word. Why? Because unless you understand each and every word of the passage, you will not be able to mark your answers correctly. I beg to differ. I feel if you can get away with a little bit of smart work. Smart work doesn't mean you are omitting the portions. You are skipping the paragraphs. No. Smart work means you know which portions to pick. कितने से काम चल जाएगा उतना ही लेके जाओ ना भाई. क्या जरूरी है कि आपको पूरा word for word thesis करना है, अंग्रेजी पे research करना बाद में कर लेंगे. Okay, so this is reading word for word versus organized reading. So this is what I advocate. Come over to my classes, I'll help you with that. Process of elimination, which is of course another hero. I call it Brahmastra. Many a time students get stuck in that particular zone. Process of elimination. They have understood the passage well, they got the crux, they got the flow, they got the tone. When they come down to process of elimination, they get stumped between the last two options. दो तो उखड़ गए चार में से. Between the last two, मर गए. So that is where again I'm going to train you. Next, option evaluation in terms of extreme words and wordplay. This is something typical of CAT. Wordplay कहलाता है, extreme words कहलाता है. There is no list as such कि मैं आपको black and white में list दे दूं and you're going to ratify all those things. नहीं होता है ऐसा. You need to sit for the classes and you need to understand कि extreme words कैसे होते हैं, wordplay किसको बोलते हैं, extreme words में no कहाँ पे आता है. Nobody has done this. It will never happen. Any something. So these are called extreme words. वो practice के साथ ही पता चलता है. Next, the good reading sites. Of course, good reading sites may you need to understand the Hindu, the Guardian, the New York Times, and of course there's an exhaustive list of reading sites from where CAT generally has a tendency of picking its passages. So if you do a little bit of reading, this is going to definitely help you with your RC. How to build vocabulary while reading, that is also one aspect that you need to focus on. And last but not the least, easy questions versus hard questions. That is called selective, being selective. So towards like July or August, I start training my students how to select the questions. I mean, if there are going to be 24 questions, considering the normal length of VARC paper this time, वैसे तो कम ही आएगा. But just let's consider that if there are 24 questions of VARC and 10 questions, 24 questions of RC and 10 questions of VA. 24 questions में से सारे 24 नहीं करना. That is again बेवकूफी. So how to pick, how to cherry pick, how to get the right questions and get the right score without wasting too much time. This is reading comprehension. Next is critical reasoning, up there on my list. Okay, this is just like Salman Khan. You know, वैसे तो देखा जाए तो they both are like they both generally come as competitors. चाहे it was वो क्या थी, कुछ कुछ होता है, उसमें भी सलमान खान was a competitor of SRK. चाहे आपका वो था हम तुम्हारे हैं तुम्हारे सनम, something of that sort. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is in most of the movies they both come as contenders. But ये वाला जो है ना critical reasoning का role, this is more like Karan Arjun. राखी की पिक्चर थी, आएंगे आएंगे मेरे करण अर्जुन आएंगे तुझे मार गिराएंगे types. So उसमें क्या था, both come together and like they both finally kind of defeat the enemy and राखी के खून के आंसू का बदला ले लेते हैं and all that crap. So critical reasoning is Salman Khan. Why? Because it comes along with RC, okay, and it helps you a lot. So बिल्कुल exactly love hate relation type का कुछ इनका है. देखिए critical reasoning जब हम बात करते हैं components of a CR question, importance of CR as part of RC. Earlier, long back, we used to get individual critical reasoning paragraphs in CAT. Now it's no longer there. In RC, you will get questions of CR. So guys, अगर आप CR को कर लेते हैं, if you wrap your head around these things, how to strengthen, how to weaken assumptions, conclusions, inferences, fallacies, and how they help in elimination, ये सारी चीजें अगर हम कर लेते हैं, we can definitely expect to score 9 to 12 marks. Let me give you this picture. See, reading comprehension में about 24 questions. 24 questions means about 4 to 5 passages. ठीक है? हर passage में एक question you can expect of critical reasoning. So let's say even if we are talking 3 questions or 4 questions, that amounts to 9 or 12 marks. I think that's a big deal, right? So weightage I give 10%. Why? Because it is important, but as part of RC. ठीक है? So please keep noting this weightage that I have kind of assigned to these topics. In the previous one, RC was given 70% by me. Yes, this is totally my, this is a subjective thing. Okay? So critical reasoning gets 10% and this is the Salman Khan of the entire syllabus. The third one, short summaries. कौन है ये, क्या है, कैसे है? This is the, you know, the typical quintessential mother in Shah Rukh Khan's movies with that unflagging, unstinting support. बेटा, तुम अगर नहीं कर पाओगे तो आगे भेजो स्टूडेंट्स को, मैं मार्क्स दिलवाऊंगी उन स्टूडेंट्स को जिनको थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम तुम्हारे पास हो रही है. Right? So that is what the mother says. Don't worry, beta, you send the students forward. Okay? What happens is there are 3 short summary questions in the exam. Trust me, I can give it to you in written. Out of these 3, 2 will be doable. 1 will be slightly tricky. The main thing is you have to have that ability to pick which of the three you should handle, and which one should you omit. वो हो जाता है practice के साथ. So these are short summaries. ठीक है, weightage 10%. Mind you, सलमान खान को भी 10% दिया था मैंने, अम्मा को भी 10% ही दे रही हूँ मैं. These are important because these are scorers. You can really walk away with marks over here. So short summaries में, as I said, let's say you are able to identify the third one, which is not very good. छोड़ दो उसको, बाकी दो तो आप करेंगे. 3 into 2 is 6 marks. Guys, we are talking 6 marks. 6 marks बोले तो percentile में काफी फर्क पड़ता है. Okay, short summaries की बात करते हैं तो you just need to know the techniques. हैं इसमें बहुत सारे techniques हैं. And how to eliminate wisely. Again, my POE, process of elimination. All right, moving forward. ये कौन है? अमरीश पुरी के बहुत सारे रूप, पैराजम्बल्स, अलग अलग तरीकों से आता है. And this is the quintessential villain, the beat noir of everybody's lives. I really would not say this to you that, you know, kind of, if you practice more, the more you practice parasymples, the better you're going to get at it. No, it's nothing of that sort. Parasymples depends on two things. One is techniques, the other is your reading skills. Impeccable reading skills. But having said that, even if you have impeccable reading skills, let's say CAT picks 2 of its questions, parasymples questions, from some site, some blog, which was not done by a very good author. So that particular author did not follow the writing skills, the writing techniques, and the way how a paragraph should be ideally written. What do you do then? Your techniques, your understanding of how that paragraph should ideally fall into place gets flummoxed. It goes for a toss, right? So it boils down to this particular thing that parasymples आप कुछ भी कर लें, आप ये कर लें, आप वो कर लें, आप कुछ भी कर लें, there is always a chance of goofing up. More so because there are TETA questions in the exams. There have been TETA questions in the recent years. Okay, so parasymples में आप देखते हैं styles of paragraph writing, the 12 techniques, how to form pairs, and how to handle TETA questions. And weightage, totally subjective. Again, that's the disclaimer, 5%. I would say don't put your eggs in this basket. Do the techniques, improve your reading skills. There will be 6 questions, 6 to 7 questions of parasymples in the exam. Out of those 6, even if I go to write the exam, I would cherry pick 3. I would put my energy into only those 3. I would invest my time in those 3 questions, because trust me, out of those 6, 7, there will be 2 to 3 questions जिसमें sequence will be there. You'll be able to kind of form the pairs very easily. बाकी सब तो आपको again राखी वाले खून के आंसू रुलाएंगे. Okay, so weightage is 5%. Definitely go ahead and do it because it's part of your syllabus. This reminds me of trigonometry. No matter how I learned it, how much I learned it, I could never get my head around it. ठीक है? So parasymples मुझसे ठीक है हो जाता है because I'm an अंग्रेजी के educator. But for most of my students out there, it's really going to be an Achilles heel for them. Okay, so do it. But don't forget Amrish Puri के 4 faces. The next one, odd one out. Odd one out में भैया करना क्या होता है? Odd one out is like that other टकलू villain along with Amrish Puri. तुमसे बच करके अगर वो हीरो मेरे पास आ गया तो मैं तो उसको डेफिनेटली मार दूंगा. कोई बात नहीं, तुमसे छूट गया, मैं तो हूं ही ना, मैं तो मार ही दूंगा डेफिनेटली. ठीक है? So odd one out is maybe not as heinous, as obnoxious as parasymples. Please guys, again a disclaimer, I'm not trying to discourage you, but yes, this is like the picture that I have to paint before you, and things are not like, all the things are not as rosy as they look. Fine. So odd one out, you have to do techniques, you have to do pair formation. By odd one out में क्या है, they give you 4 sentences, उसमें से एक को उखाड़ देना है. One is the odd one out, the black sheep of the family. बाकी 4 जो है वो भाई family के members हैं. You have to select the family members and you have to take the odd one out. तो इसमें again parasymples के techniques लगते हैं. इसमें again your reading skills, impeccable reading skills लगते हैं आपके, है ना? So इसमें goof up होने का chance होता है. And mind you, odd one out is not TETA. Parasymples में तो TETA आता है, type in the answer. Means उसमें आपको negative marking नहीं होती. तो आप negative marking नहीं होती तो तुक्के भी मार के आ सकते हैं. इसमें you can't do तुक्काबाजी. All right, so weightage is 2.5%. syllabus पे है, करेंगे, definitely करेंगे. सब कुछ करना है जो कुछ syllabus में है, but किसको कितना importance देना है ये भी तो सोच के चलना है ना. वरना तो फिर we are just wasting our time. हम में और वो जो धोबी का जो friend होता है जो घाट पे खड़ा होता है, हम में और उनमें तो कोई फर्क ही नहीं हुआ ना. फिर वो भी बेचारा हार्ड वर्क कर रहा है सुबह से शाम, और हम भी वही करते रहे without acting smart. There's no point. Taking you over to the next point, para completion. Para completion में क्या है भाई? I mean ये क्या है? इसको मैं क्या consider करती हूँ? This is the tribal form, the pristine avatar of Amrish Puri. मतलब क्या जरूरत है? Para completion, paragraph है, उसका एक sentence आपने last का उखाड़ दिया, and we are supposed to give the last sentence. अब वो भाई there are many techniques, ठीक है? ये techniques मैं सब पढ़ाती हूँ. I can kind of teach you very well. Still the weightage is 2.5% because sometimes CAT gives such questions, sometimes it does not. So putting all your energy and time and everything for like something which may or may not happen, it doesn't make sense. Okay? करना है उतना ही करना जितना जरूरत है. So for para completion, you need to know styles of paragraph writing, techniques, that is tone, flow and scope, and how to eliminate wisely. So you must have seen एक पप्पू है जो हर एक में common है. How to eliminate wisely, उसको मैं POE कहती हूँ. पप्पू of elimination नहीं है, that is process of elimination. Bringing you over to the extras of my movie. भैया इसमें एक्स्ट्रास का तो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंस होता है, बिकॉज जस्ट इमेजिन अ पेपी नंबर गोइंग ऑन एंड शाहरुख अकेले नाच रहा है, माधुरी अकेले नाच रही, भाई ऐसा मजा नहीं आता जब तक वो ना आए. जिन्ना ना करने वाली जो 4-5 आती हैं या एक तरह के कपड़े पहने हुए आते हैं, उनका बहुत इंपॉर्टेंस होता है. सो वेटेज अ लॉट. हाउ डू दीज एक्स्ट्रास हेल्प यू? फैक्ट, इन्फरेंस, जजमेंट. इनका क्वेश्चन नहीं आता है. 2006 या 2007 में आया था फैक्ट, FIJ जो कहलाता है प्यार से, उसके बाद नहीं आया है. But if you get your head around FIJ, you will be able to distinguish very easily between facts and inferences and judgments and all that, and that helps you in critical reasoning. Okay, and remember, critical reasoning kaha tha? Part of RC. Salman? Yes. Okay. The next, fallacies. Fallacies का मतलब होता है अगर आपने एक reasoning दी है, logic दिया है, उसमें क्या गड़बड़ी? The error in your reasoning. Fallacies के question CAT नहीं देता है. ZAT, IFT ये सब में आते हैं fallacies के direct questions. CAT में, how does it help you? It helps you in your process of elimination. There is something called wrong cause and effect. There is something called your hasty generalization wala thing. There is something called your ad hominem. So there are many fallacies. वैसे तो fallacies बहुत सारे, but there are certain relevant ones which you need to learn. I'll be teaching you, of course. So ये fallacies जो हैं, these help you in your process of elimination. They help you see light. See light बोले तो गौतम बुद्धा को जैसे रोशनी नजर आई थी ना, वैसे आपको भी नजर आएगी. All right. Figures of speech. Figures of speech RC में आता है. You need to know paradox, irony, metaphor, simile, onomatopoeia, and क्या नहीं किया, क्या नहीं किया. Okay, so those are figures of speech. Yes, there's a chance you can get 1 or 2 questions, 1 question probably, एक sitting में, from figures of speech. So भैया जान लेंगे अगर तो उसमें हर्ज क्या है. 10-12 ही हैं जो आपको relevant ones जो आपको सीखने हैं. Okay, ZAT और IFT में आपको direct questions आते हैं figures of speech के. And the last one, vocabulary. भाई vocabulary की तो importance क्या है? You all know very well. Vocabulary. अन्ना vocabulary, अप्पा vocabulary, बड़े भाई vocabulary, दादा vocabulary. I mean, if you don't have vocabulary, please don't expect to do well in your CAT VARC section. That is a written thing from my side. No. Why? Because you won't be able to understand the passages. These days, the passages contain twisters, difficult words and all. So, bhai, पढ़ ले अगर वो क्या, तो what's the harm? So these were my extras. I hope you have understood the syllabus clearly, right? Okay, so the success mantra for you in case you are targeting CAT 21, Unacademy. जोर से बोलो Unacademy, प्यार से बोलो Unacademy. You need to join Unacademy. And yes, the key for that is the referral code up there, Shabana Live, SHABANALIVE. Right, guys? I look forward to seeing you around. Thank you so much for being there in the session. Tada, get down to that particular syllabus which I have given you just now.